Welcome to Dance with Disease. My name is Ren. In 2016, my index finger started wiggling, which is great if you're training a dog, but I don't have a canine companion. And then the word Parkinson's came into my life. I knew from the beginning that this was not the downward spiral of doom as guaranteed by the brochures, but a kick in the ass to look at my life and change. This podcast is dedicated to sharing my magical journey of healing through trying every alternative therapy imaginable. Thanks for joining me. Let's dance. Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Ren, and this is Dance with Disease. The dance continues, and the dance is picking up pace and steam, and I've got a new dance partner, Veda. I am excited. I'm so excited I'm shaking. That's right. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, so Veda. So a friend of ours who's an Ayurvedic practitioner has offered to put me on a program, and in doing some research about Ayurveda, it translates, it's an old Sanskrit word from India and it translates to life science, the science of living, and it aligns with what I've been known this journey with the shakiness for the last 4 years has been a life out of balance. I've internalized fear, and I need to change. And as wonderful as this path has been, I have not found a path until now, or a protocol until now that's as holistic and complete as Ayurveda. It's complete right down to wearing different colored clothes on different days to represent the colors of the astrological signs. Yes, for those uninitiated into the alternative methods, it's that comprehensive, or that hippie, if you like. I say hippie is a term of endearment because I consider myself a sensitive New Age hippie, or a sensitive New Age redneck. Not redneck in the American sense of closed-minded and bigoted, but rather blue-collar. So anyway, Ayurveda. So I went out, and I'm excited because it's giving me ways to approach my life. So Ayurveda looks at the symptoms that I'm experiencing as a Vata disorder, and there's 3 doshas: the Pitta, Vata, and Kapha. One thing you need to know one thing you need to know is I'm going to explain what I understand to this time, and it's very minimal. But if you are a person that is experiencing symptoms that are described as Parkinson's, then this is not the recipe for you. You need to talk to an Ayurvedic doctor yourself and get your own dosha reading, or your prakriti. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher this, but anyway. Everyone's different, and everyone has a different constitution, and everyone's constitutions fluctuate and are exacerbated by different things. And so in my case, the Vata derangement, as it's described, is light and airy. And how I have lived my life has been very light and airy, very fast, very unfocused. And so now what I just thought of and what I want to talk about is multitasking. So I'm going to limit my computer exposure to work until noon, and then take the rest of the day off to work on other things and do other things, read, rest, etc. Even exercise. My relationship with exercise has changed considerably, because I exercised when I was younger, and I was quite enthusiastic about it. Those who know me from the past would agree. But my motivations were different. My motivations weren't about health. My motivations were about external appearance, and the appearance of being bigger than I am. I'm a small person, and I wanted to create a bigger physical presence to ward off any attackers. I was so afraid that I was not willing to look at myself at that time. I didn't have this constant impetus. And so now I'm looking at it, and so how do I really? So I would enthusiastically exercise in the past, but it wasn't because of health, it was because of something unhealthy. And that pattern has led me to this place. So what do I do with that information now? Now I take that information and I go, okay, how can I exercise in a way that I enjoy? Dancing is hard for me now. I used to love dancing, but did I love dancing, or did I love to prove that I could dance? It's all a big question, isn't it? So the approach to fitness now is to just get exercise, and also to stop multitasking. Multitasking sets me off, and I've known this for a while, and yet I was continuing to do it until I read it probably for the 10th time. And they say in advertising, a person's got to be exposed to 7 times to your advertisement or to your product via advertisement before they'll act. I'm thinking about taking that philosophy and that philosophy and turning it towards my own healing. What messages do I know that I need to hear or see or be exposed to 7 times before I will act and do what's right for me? So today, multitasking. I slipped a little bit, but I'm doing better. So multitasking. So for example, I'm in my shop a moment ago, and normally I would listen to music. It's company. Is it fun? So in my mind in this moment, that's multitasking, listening to music and working in my shop. Because if I were just to sit down and do one task at a time, if I was going to listen to music, I would listen to something different than the pop music that I would have on. So I think at this point that if we are going to keep the multitasking within this realm of listening to music while doing other things, I think the standard of music, for me in this moment, the standard of music that I'll subject myself to is lower than if I were to take time and just listen to music alone. If I'm going to just listen to music alone, I won't be listening to stupid pop themes that don't serve my greater healing as a person. Dig it? Makes sense to me. I'm going to certainly try it. The music that I'll listen to, if I'm just going to listen to music, will be complex and interesting, and there'll be artistic effort behind it rather than just music that appeals to a teenager and is meant to sell units for profit. And if I'm working, I will work. This is a huge shift, and it's going to take work, but I have this protocol of our Veda to support this. And certainly my wife, Farah, she is a spiritual boot camp sergeant. So I have a challenge with my mother. I was abused as a child, and I'm trying real hard to love her for who she is. And I when I get close, this codependent behavior would come up for me where I'd want to get close to her, but she doesn't have the capacity for that. She doesn't want to be close. Well, she may want to, but she, for whatever reason, I won't hypothesize on the podcast about what that is. She will push me away in her own way. And so what I've been doing is I've been setting boundaries with her, stern boundaries, and keeping her apart, and I've been feeling really safe. And that's good to keep boundaries with her, because she was an alcoholic for most of her life, and she has cognitive damage because of it. So how can I be compassionate to her and protect myself from being caught in a trap of dysfunction? Well, I've been setting it with a stern boundary. Farah, my wife, is like, the next step is to be kind and set that boundary. And that is difficult, but I'm getting there. I'm going to be kind. So my next goal is to be kind to my mother, and also keep my guard up and keep protected. Let the spiritual journey continue, my friends. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments, send me an email. you have any questions, you want me to pontificate on any of these topics, have questions about this journey, email me, dancewithdisease@gmail.com. Lots of love. Thank you for listening to the Dance with Disease podcast. My name is Ren. It's been a pleasure to have you here today. For more podcasts and the films, Dance with Disease, log on to YouTube, Ren the Artist. See you next time.